Conversation with ChatGPT. Me. There is a philosophical question of the pig that wants to be eaten. It has been bred to be this way. The goal of the pig is to be eaten, and it takes great pleasure knowing that one day it will. Is it right to eat the pig, and in the same way is it right to engineer a being to do the bidding of men and to be content with its lot? ChatGPT. The philosophical question of the pig that wants to be eaten touches upon several deep ethical issues, and it can be dissected from multiple perspectives. Ethical treatment of animals. One might argue that, regardless of whether the pig wants to be eaten or not, humans have a moral responsibility not to cause harm to sentient beings. Even if a creature desires its own destruction, that doesn't necessarily grant a moral license to participate in the act. Informed consent. Did the pig truly and genuinely desire to be eaten, or was it conditioned or manipulated into having this desire? For many, it is the manipulation of desire itself that is problematic. If we create a being to want something that's in our interest but not necessarily in its own, have we acted ethically? Consequences of genetic engineering. Creating animals or beings to fulfill specific roles, especially ones that may result in their harm or death, raises ethical concerns about genetic engineering and biotechnology. What are the limits? Should we design beings to fit our needs, especially when those needs involve their sacrifice? Utility and pleasure. If we approach this from a utilitarian perspective, and if the pig's pleasure from being eaten outweighs the potential pain or harm, and if people derive pleasure from eating the pig, then it might be considered morally right. However, this approach does not address the potential issue of whether it was ethical to create the pig with such desires in the first place. Slippery slope. If it's okay to create a pig that wants to be eaten, what stops us from engineering other creatures, or even humans, with specific, possibly self-destructive or subservient, desires? Where is the line drawn? Instrumentalization of beings. Even if the pig desires to be eaten, we might still question the morality of using beings purely as instruments for our own purposes. This perspective sees inherent worth in living beings, regardless of their programmed desires. Comparison with human contexts. There are situations in human societies where people might desire things that aren't necessarily in their best interest due to societal pressures, conditioning, or lack of alternatives. Is it right to fulfill such desires simply because they express them? In the end, the answer will vary based on one's philosophical beliefs, ethical frameworks, and values. There's no one-size-fits-all answer, but the question raises crucial points about human responsibility, the nature of desire, and the implications of biotechnology.